What's going on, guys? This is Travis Price, and you are checking out another video on Turning 65 with Travis Price, where we answer your most common questions about Medicare and Medicare private insurance. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you enjoy this video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing so you can get access to the most recent content that I post. I do post every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please consider subscribing. And if you're interested in the most common questions concerning Medicare and Medicare private insurance, check out travisprice.com/turning65. In this video, we're going to cover the 5 questions you should ask to decide if you should stay on your work plan or go on Medicare if you continue to work after 65, or if you're on your spouse's plan and they decide to continue to work, whether they're not eligible for Medicare yet or they're going to work after 65. Now, I do have some general guidance in another video, which you'll see the card up at the top. Definitely check this out. This is a more in-depth video on what questions you should specifically ask yourself before you make that decision. If you just want to know the answer, check out that video. If you want to know kind of more on why that answer is, then check out this video. So the first question we want to ask is, how much does your work plan cost you per month? Um, you know, that's the first question you want to ask, because if you're paying relatively nothing, let's say you're paying $100 to $200 a month and you have really great insurance, then maybe just stay on your work plan. If your spouse has a work plan and they're only paying an extra $100 and it's really good insurance, then there's no reason for you to switch to Medicare. But what we're going to do in this question is we're going to actually break down the cost for both Medicare and with a Medicare supplement and Medicare under Medicare Advantage, so that you can decide, this is what I can expect to pay and what I can compare that to whenever you're looking at your work plan. So there are 2 types of Medicare. There's original Medicare, that's A and B, and you use a Medicare supplement to fill in the gaps. And then there's Part C, which is Medicare Advantage, which is the private insurance industry administering your Medicare Advantage benefits, or your Medicare benefits. If you're interested in checking out the difference between these 2 types of Medicare administration, check out the video at the top. It's relatively popular and people seem to enjoy it, but this is going to be your most common person. It doesn't take into consideration, if you or your spouse didn't pay 10 years of Medicare taxes and you have to pay for the Part A premium, or if you have to pay a higher Part B premium because you or your family had higher than average earnings. This is just your average person. So everybody's going to pay the Part B deductible, or Part B premium. That's $148 a month. You also need to purchase a Medicare supplement depending on the plan and company you pick. At 65, you're looking at about $80 to $120 per month. Medicare supplements do not cover drug plans, so you'll need to purchase a Part D plan. That'll cost you between $7 to $20 per month. And if you opt to use a dental plan, or you want to purchase a dental plan, then you're looking about $30 to $60 a month. The higher end plans at $60 a month tend to cover more or at a higher amount, so that's why it's going to be more expensive. Medicare doesn't cover routine dental, vision, or hearing treatment, so that's why you're looking at a dental plan. The total cost is going to be approximately $265 to $348 per month. It might be more or less, but that's a good range to consider. If you decide to use Medicare Advantage, you're still going to pay the Part B deductible in most instances. The Medicare Advantage plan may have a dental, vision, and hearing portion to it. That's why we're not considering a dental plan under Medicare Advantage. Most do have a drug plan, so we're not considering those costs either. But the one thing you need to know is that with a drug plan under Medicare Advantage, if the plan offers it, generally you have to accept that plan. You cannot buy a standalone plan. If you do, it usually disenrolls you from your Medicare Advantage medical plan. So the cost for just the Medicare Advantage plan with your dental and drug, if it's available, can be as low as $0 per month, can be around $45 is the average high end, but it could be more based on the plan you select. You'll also want to consider a hospital indemnity plan. What that does is most Medicare Advantage plans have a fixed amount that you pay when you go into the hospital for a certain amount of days. So you might see something like $250 for the first 7 days. You would be responsible for $250 per day up to the 7-day limit. After that, the Medicare Advantage plan would generally come in and cover the balance of that hospitalization. The hospital indemnity plan is going to cover those 7 days per year. Also, many hospital indemnity plans have a rider in the event that you have a diagnosis of cancer. They'll pay, most insurance agents will write a small cancer rider that will cover the maximum out-of-pocket cost for the year. So it might be like a $5,000 or $8,000 small cancer policy. And the reason why we rate that is in the event that you need chemotherapy, most Medicare Advantage plans are going to charge you 20% of your chemotherapy cost. And if you're going 3 times a week at $1,000, you're looking at $600 per week for however many cycles you have to go through. That means you're going to meet your, whatever your maximum out-of-pocket deductible is, but it can put you in a major lurch. And so we want to just make sure that's covered, considering that 70% of all new cancer diagnoses are people over 65. So this is optional insurance. You're not required to purchase a hospital indemnity plan any more than you're required to purchase a dental plan or even a Medicare supplement. But for you to have kind of like all your bases covered, it's definitely a suggestion under Medicare Advantage. You'd be looking at about $188 to $235 under Medicare Advantage. So again, you want to compare that to how much your work plan costs you per month and the benefits associated with that plan. Next, you want to talk about how much your work plan deductible is. There is a bevy of work plans out there. Some of them are really great. Some of them are really not. You might have just one standard deductible of like $200 a month or a year, for all of your treatment, and then you go into your co-insurance copay costs. On other plans, they might have a premium, or a fixed out-of-pocket cost for your primary care doctor and your prescriptions, but then any specialized care that you may receive, you might have to pay 100% up until the deductible, and that deductible can be $8,000. So you need to consider how much you would be anticipated to pay maximum out of pocket, and then compare it to a Medicare plan or a Medicare Advantage plan to determine if it's worth paying for your work plan or if it's worth going to Medicare. The next thing we're going to talk about is your prescription cost. Medicare Part D is different than your drug plan at work. So you need to evaluate what your prescription drug costs are, and then compare it to what Medicare is going to pay. I do have a video where I go in depth on how to evaluate Medicare Part D plans and also how to look up the different Part D plans in your area using your pharmacy with the Medicare Plan Finder. That card is at the top if you want to check out this video. It will also be in the description and at the end of the video for you to check out. Finally, or second to last, I guess I should say, do you have dependents that need your insurance? So if your wife is under 65 and you try to go to Medicare, she's going to lose her insurance under your work plan. And so you need to evaluate how much an individual health insurance cost, our plan is going to cost, or does she have work insurance that she can go to, and add the total cost when comparing it to you going on Medicare and her staying in her regular plan or buying an individual plan, and if it's worth it or not. If your spouse has a worker plan that you're under, evaluate how much you pay extra for that work plan, what benefits you get out of it, and if you pay the same or slightly more under Medicare, do you get better benefits? If you do, then maybe Medicare is for you and you leave your wife's work plan or husband's work plan. If it's not, then maybe you just stay on the plan you're on. You also need to consider your kids' plan if you're the primary insurance holder. Do they lose insurance if you leave your work insurance? Do they have access to health insurance? Those are all questions you need to consider and evaluate. Finally, do you need your work's dental, vision, and hearing plan? Dental, vision, and hearing is heavily subsidized in your work, so you might pay $15 for all three of them under your work plan. But in the individual market, you may pay $45 to $60 just for dental and not pay anything for vision because you won't get it, or hearing. You need to consider that, and if you have severe dental, vision, and hearing costs, you might want to stay on your work plan if it has a really good dental, vision, and hearing plan. I do have a card at the top if you want to check out like the common dental plans in the individual market, and how you should evaluate if it's worth it for you. Some people just go to the dentist for their annual exam or their 2 exams a year and the x-rays, and they don't pay a lot, so they don't carry dental insurance. Vision, they go once every 2 years just for the exam. They don't have glasses, or they only buy one pair of glasses every 2 years. They don't really need the vision plan. So if you can self-insure and save yourself some money, then that might be okay to go onto Medicare. If you have those costs, then you may want to consider staying on. And those are the big questions you need to consider when you decide whether you should go to Medicare or stay on your work-based plan. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button so it helps Google know that this is, or I'm sorry, YouTube know that this is a great video. Also consider subscribing. I post new content every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard, so you can get more common questions answered. And if you're really interested in learning the basics of the most common questions that I get in Medicare, don't forget to check out travisprice.com/turning65. I have a lot of great videos there, links to other articles. You can learn more about me. You can learn more about the way that I do business in the insurance industry. If you have any questions, you can definitely put them in the comments section. I do answer them. If I get a really great question, I will create a brand new video for it. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.